Oh shit. Here we go again.
So Big Thomas was like, oh, hell no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that, Dante. No, fuck that. We ain't doing that. No, that's dead. That's dead. I'll die behind this. I'll die behind this. I said, hey, listen, man, it's already done. It's already set in stone. That's it. So he was like, no, man, fuck that. No, hell no. I'm going to die about mine. No, not today. Not today. I said, listen, Thomas, it's only going one way. It can go two ways. Either the white boy getting up out of the cell right now and leaving with me, or somebody gonna die in the cell. So he was like, well, shit, man, hey, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, I'll die behind mine. It ain't going down like that this time, Dante. I let that shit slide before, but no, man, I put too much work in. I done did too much. I done put too much work in. No, that one right there, that's me. That ain't happening. So I said, so you ain't gonna let him go? He was like, no, man, I ain't even cracked him yet. No, hell no. I said, listen, I don't really want to go there with you, but his mom's already paid for me to protect him, and you standing in the way of that. He was like, man, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I said, listen, fuck it, what you want to do? This is what I told him. I said, fuck it, what you want to do? Because at that point, we wasn't coming to no understanding. We wasn't coming to no agreement. Now, I know, for my black Hebrew Israelite audience, I know y'all gonna be like, oh man, Dante, so you gonna put your life on the line for Esau? You gonna put your life on the line for the white boy? Man, you right? I know my black audience gonna, call me these names, but y'all gotta understand something. I ran a tight ship. I ran a tight program. My business did not discriminate, okay? And for those that don't know what my business was, I provided protection for weak inmates or inmates that needed my assistance to get them through their bid, in the form of, if somebody messing with you or you got a debt that you can't pay, you will come to me and basically pay me to protect you, or your family will pay me. Either or, I get my money, and it's just a transactional fee, right? So I'm not turning down nothing. So anyway, Big Thomas like, hey, listen, man, you already disrespected me enough by coming in my cell, but this white boy ain't. He said, then he was like, you know what? All right, bet. Go ahead and go. Go ahead and go. So the white boy, he just sitting there, right? So he like, yo, you want to go? This is what Big Thomas saying to him. You want to go? You want to go? He was like, man, I don't know. I don't know. I said, listen, you got a choice. Your mom already paid me to protect you, and I already know what's going on up in here. And Big Thomas was like, what you know? What you mean what's going on up here? Ain't shit going on up here. You just intruding in my motherfucking business. Do I get in your motherfucking business? I said, listen, Big Thomas. Well, I ain't call him Big Thomas. I just call him Thomas. I said, listen, Thomas, already been paid. You ain't doing nothing to him. He was like, well, let him decide. It ain't no pressure. Ain't no pressure at all. Let him decide. Hey, man, do you want to go with him, or do you want to stay in here with me? Just think about that. Who been looking out? Have he been looking out for you? Have he been feeding you? Have he been putting clothes on your back? Have he? Before your mom started sending you money, what's up? He was like, yeah, you have been. You have. He's like, my point. So you gonna let this dude just come in here disrupting what we got going on, man? Man, miss me with that shit, man. I tell you what. You leave with him. If you leave with him, I need all my shit, man. 5 times. He was like, well, what you mean? I need everything. Everything that I gave you, I need it 5 times. He was like, well, I don't know what that means. He was like, man, motherfucker, you owe me about 10 grand. I said, come on, Thomas. He said, no, man, fuck that, man. You charge what you charge. I'm charged what I'm charged. If this motherfucker leave, that's just what it's going to be. So I said, hey, listen, what you want to do, man? Because what's happening? So he was like, can you give me a couple minutes to think about it? I said, all right. So I walk out the cell, right? And I hear Big Thomas. Big Thomas like, man, listen, this is camaraderie, man. This is brothers, man. You messing up this oath. You know, this why I don't like to look out for people, man. It's already bad enough that, you know, the whites and the blacks don't really get along in here. But then, you know, you want to pull some shit like this. I haven't done anything to you. What have I done to you? And I hear him. I hear the white dude. He like, you ain't did nothing. He's like, my point exactly. You gonna let this dude come here because your mama pay him some money? And like, why would your mama even think there's something going on? He was like, I don't know. I didn't say anything. He was like, man, listen, man. You can leave if you want to, but I'm gonna need me though. I'm gonna need me, right? So I come back in the cell. I'm like, so what's up, man? What you gonna do? He was like, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay here because he do got a point. He have been looking out for me, and he ain't never made me feel uncomfortable. So, you know, my mom could be like over. I know she loved me and everything, but she like to, you know, she probably over exaggerating. I said, listen, I'm not giving your mama that money back. So I'm gonna give you one last time. Pack your shit and you coming with me. I'm not gonna force you to leave out of here, but this is your one and only opportunity to get your shit and come with me now. He was like, nah, man, I'm cool, man. I could take care of myself, man. I got me. I said, all right. So Big Thomas jumped up like, yeah, motherfucker, get the fuck out my cell, man. Get the fuck out my cell. I said, hey, man, watch your motherfucking mouth, man, before I do something to you for real. He was like, you came in my motherfucking house. I said, all right, you got it. You got it, T. You got it. So I walk out the cell, right? Now, I didn't know how loud we was. I had no idea that the whole unit heard us. It was quiet. They even turned down the TV in the day room, right? So when I come out, it's eerily quiet. You can hear a pin drop up in there. So I come out, now I'm thinking like, yo, is something about to pop off? Because when it's quiet like that, something is about to happen. So as I'm walking, you know, back to my cell, I'm looking around and I'm like, oh, okay, ain't nothing happening. They was being nosy. Right, so I bounce back up in my cell, right? I get on the phone. I call his mama. She don't pick up the first time. Then she pick up the second time. I said, he talking about he don't want to get out the cell. She's like, what you mean? I said, I went down there and I told him, you know, what the deal was. Like, hey, you need to get up out the cell. And your mom paid me to watch over you, and it's in your best interest to get out the cell and come with me now. She was like, okay, so what happened? He said he don't want to go. He felt like he a man, and he feel like, you know, him and dude is good, and he don't have no reason to feel like he in danger and harm. So she was like, but ain't he? I said, yeah, he is. She was like, but what am I paying you for? I said, listen, I'm doing the best that I can. I can't make him come out, because if I go in there and put my hands on him and he yelling and screaming and kicking and hollering, I may end up going to the hole. And then what? You know, then this open season. So she was like, yeah, okay, well, can you just like I mean, is this guy really like that? I said, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what he like. He like young white boys. And this is what he do. This is his protocol. She said, protocol? What was that? I said, look, every inmate, every convict got a program, right? This is why I tell y'all I can't tell another man how to program in prison unless it's intruding on my business, right? But every man got a program. It's basically his day-to-day living in prison, right? And Big Thomas' program was this. Now, for my firsthand account, watching Big Thomas, this is what he'd do. Now, he ain't the type that'll just go to somebody and like knock them out and take their manhood. No, he more like, if I give you something, you owe me. And when it's time for you to pay that debt, well, I want something else, right? Even if you try to get him back what he gave you, no, he don't want that. He wants something else. He one of them type of dudes that'd be like, hey, I gave you 5 honey buns, and now when it's time to pay back, he like, no, I want the same exact 5 honey buns. He was like, here you go. Here go the 5 exact honey buns. He like, no, I want the exact 5 that I gave you. Now you standing there looking confused. You like, man, what do we mean the exact 5? I ate the exact 5, man. And you like, hey, listen, maybe I'm not understanding you, Thomas. This is the Thomas victim saying this. Thomas victim would be like, okay, hold on. Because Big Thomas now getting aggressive and angry. He like, hold on, Thomas, slow down. Listen, you telling me you gave me 5 honey buns, right? I ate the 5 honey buns. You told me to give you back the 5 honey buns. Now, I'm giving you the 5 honey buns. Well, I don't see the problem here. He like, no, what I'm saying is, I gave you 5 honey buns. I'm asking for them 5 exact honey buns, the 5 that left my hand, the same. I don't want a different type. I want this one right here. These 5 that I gave you, I want them back. And you're like, yo, I can't give you that back because I ate them already. And he was like, well, you're going to have to give me something else then. Now, at that point, either you going to buck on them, and bucking is you gonna either pull out a knife, go get a lock in the sock, or just fight. Or you gonna do what he requests you to do. And unfortunately, a lot of cats do that more than likely, willingly, to clear that debt, either through intimidation, through extreme fear, or maybe they was already had that little gay bug in them. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. But it's other tactics that he used or whatever. But I'm not going to go through all of it because this video would probably be 2 hours long at this point. So now I know some of y'all might be wondering like, yo, Dante, wait a minute. How did you even get the contract and get in contact with this woman to protect her son? Well, so I was in the day room. And there's the CEO named Valencia that I used to knock off back in the day. Now, I knew her from Detroit, Michigan or whatever. And she used to bring me in things, cigarettes, even though I didn't smoke. But, I was breaking it down because at that time, tobacco was outlawed in the prisons. So she'd bring me in like cigarettes, Applebee's, little small things. I never had her bringing no drugs or nothing. I did have her bring me a couple phones in though, for sure. Because at that time, them boys was going for 3 bands, right? But nevertheless, Valencia come over there. She like, hey, Dante, I need you at the control booth. So I go over there, whatever, and I'm thinking, she like one about to say like, hey, I want something tonight or something. So I go, I'm like, what's up? She was like, hey, listen, here's a phone, right? So I stepped closer, right? Now she gave me the phone. She said, this is not for you to sell. Somebody want to talk to you. I said, who? She was like, just go, let's go take the car. Right? So I said, all right. So I take the cell phone, I bounce upstairs to my cell. So I go on my cell, put the white sheet up or whatever, and there's a number that's already programmed in the phone, right? So I call it, and this white lady answered the phone. She was like, hey, how you doing? Is this Dante? I said, yeah, who is this? She was like, I ain't gonna say her name, y'all, because, it's due to legalities. I'm not gonna say the woman name. But, she told me her name or whatever, and she was like, my son, he's there, and I really love him, and I heard about you. And I said, so what you hear about me? She was like, well, I was told that when you was recommended to, get in contact with for people to get their loved ones protected, and I want my son protected in there. I said, wait, what did he do? So she told me his charges or whatever. There wasn't no bogus charges or nothing. So I said, okay, cool. I said, that ain't no problem. So I was like, do you know if he have any known issues here already? She was like, no, but he's young, he's white, and I just love him so much. And I said, okay, so what you working with? What's happening? So she was like, I can give you 10 grand. I said, 10 grand? She was like, yeah. How would you like that? I said, I'll tell you what. You can send it to my friend. Now, my friend at this time was my now wife or whatever, but we didn't hook up or anything. We were just like real cool back in the free world or whatever. So I end up giving her information. She called her and she gave her the 10 bands or whatever. Now at this time, y'all, I was what you would call prison rich at this point, so I didn't need it, right? So I call my wife now, but friend back then. I call her, let her know, like, okay, this white lady gonna call you or whatever. She gonna get up with you and she gonna give you 10 bands or whatever. You can take half of it because, I don't need it. So she was like, all right, bet. So they get in contact with each other after like 2 or 3 days, because at this time, this woman is in Vermont. Like his mama live in Vermont. I stayed in Detroit, right? So that's how that whole spiel, that's how that me and this woman got in contact with each other. This is how it happened. Oh, snap, y'all. I forgot to ask y'all the question of the day. All right, real quick. Would you rather be in a room with a full-size grizzly bear for 10 seconds, a lion for 10 seconds, or an anaconda for 10 seconds for, let's say $1 million? Let me know in the comment section which one you have to choose. You have to choose. And if y'all feeling more generous, let me know why y'all would choose that animal, okay? Well, I know an anaconda is a reptile, but the anaconda, a grizzly bear, and a full-grown lion. Let me see what y'all answer is in the comment section. And don't forget to hit that like button, share this video. All right, let's get back to it. So we gonna say 3 days to go by because nothing really happened in them 3 days. So I'm on the weight pile getting my 1s and 2s on. And 1s and 2s is just doing push-ups and sit-ups. So I'm over here, doing my 1s and 2s and whatnot. And I see the white boy. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, there's something off about him, man. So I'm really looking and he walking weird. Now I know. A lot of y'all gonna automatically think like, yo, yeah, Big Thomas got him. But that's not always the case. If somebody walking weird, you could have had a Charlie horse, anything. You could have got injured getting out your bed, or he could have stumped his toe or anything. So y'all got to stop assuming things. Now, when I seen him walking like that, yeah, I did think like, okay, yeah, Big Thomas got him. So I get up, right? And I motioned for my homies that was around me like, oh, yo, come on. So we start walking towards him. I say, yo, hold up, man. He was like, what's up, Dante? I said, you all right, man? He was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm talking to the white guy, right? So I said, hey, come walk with me, right? So it's about 6 of my goons behind us, and me and him walking. I got my arm around his shoulder, right? And I'm like, listen, your mom paid me to watch out for you in here, man. And I like to see that I get my money worth. You know what I'm talking about? He was like, listen, Dante, it's cool, man. It's cool. I don't need no protection, man. I'm not having no problems in here. I said, listen, bro, your mama paid me 10 racks to protect you in here, man. So I'm not gonna let nothing happen to you in here. He was like, man, Dante, can I talk to you like man to man? I said, yeah, what's happening? He was like, can you tell your boys to stay back, cause I said, yeah. I said, hey, y'all fall back. They're like, all right. So they go back over there to the weight pile or whatever. I'm like, what's happening? He was like, man, I gotta tell you something, man. I said, come on, man, don't tell me Big Thomas did that to you. He said, man, listen, it's something that you don't know about me, man. And my mama, listen, ain't nothing happening in here to me that I don't want not to happen to me. I said, what? He was like, yeah, I said, there's nothing that is happening to me in here that I don't want not to happen to me. I said, I'm not understanding. I'm not following you. He said, listen, man, I'm gay. I said, what? He was like, yeah, I'm gay, man. I've been this way. My mama, I am who I am, man. I said, whoa, hold up. So he said, yeah. I said, okay, listen. So you want to be with this dude? He was like, yeah. I said, he not forcing you, because I need to know. He was like, no, he's not forcing me, man. I want to be with him. And I said, so you was like this before you got to prison? He was like, yeah, I've been like this. But Mom, I've been like this since I was like 12. I said, oh, all right, well, okay. So I said, well, I mean, holler at me if you need me. He was like, okay, I appreciate you. So then I go back over there to the weight pile. At this time, y'all had a bald head, right? So I'm rubbing my head like, damn. So when I get over there, come my homeboys like, yo, what's up? Why you, what? Because, I looked at like flustered. Like, they're like, what's up with you? I said, man, the white boy just told me that he gay. They was like, what, for real? I said, yeah. They're like, oh, he talking about, I'm telling them like, he talking about, hey, if I want what's going on with anything that's happening to me in here, I want to happen. They like, what? I said, yeah. So I said, basically his mama is paying me to protect him from Big Thomas, but in reality, he want to be with Big Thomas. He want Big Thomas to do these things to him. It was like, damn, that's great. I said, yeah. I said, well, that's a easy 10 bands right there. So we gonna fast forward to lockdown. Now, when lockdown come, I'm in my bed, right? And I call her up. She answered the phone. She said, oh God, please tell me ain't nothing wrong with my baby. Please tell me ain't nothing wrong with my baby. I said, listen, ma'am, I really don't know how to tell you this. And she was like, oh God, please, oh please, I paid you to protect him. I said, no, he is all right. He ain't hurt. But listen, I talked to him earlier, and he basically told me that he gay and you knew that he been like this since he was 12 years old. And she got quiet. Like, it was like really quiet. And she was like, what did he say? I said, he told me that he been gay since he was 12 years old. You been in denial and he don't need no protection. She was like, so he's around there doing, I ain't gonna say what she said because it's just too graphic. I said, yeah, pretty much. She was like, well, there go my 10 grand. There go my 10 grand. I said, I mean, if he get into some like other situation or whatever, I mean, I can aid and assist, you know. But she was like, no, that's okay. If he want to act like a, now I want to say the word what she said. Let's just put it this way. You know, a fly produce maggots. Now y'all figure out what she called them. So she was like, if he want to act like a, you know, then fine. That's just 10 grand gone, right? And I said, oh, okay then. Have a good day. And I hung up the phone. Let me tell y'all something. This is the reason why I tell y'all all the time that I can't tell another man how to program. I mean, what that look like? Me interfering in this dude whole relationship that he want to be in with? I mean, just peep the scene. Hey, y'all can't be together because his mama told me that. Come on, man. Because come on. Anyway, hey, y'all, check this out. I noticed that there's a certain amount of people that's always commenting on my videos, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the love. So you know what? I'm going to get that love back. So every Friday, okay, because I check my comments every day. Now, I may not be able to respond to every comment, but I try to at least heart them and like them, okay? But I'm going to take it a step a little further. Every Friday, okay, I'm going to put 3 names. I'm going to pull 3 names that have been commenting the most in that week, okay? 3 names, and I'm gonna put y'all names at the end of the video in big, bold, bright letters, okay? So that's my appreciation to whoever you guys are, okay? So basically, all you have to do to get your names in the bright lights at the end of the video, just keep commenting on all the videos, because I get them, all my comments is centralized, right? I get them all like on one app or whatever. So that's what I'm gonna start doing to show my appreciation to y'all, okay? So all you gotta do is just keep commenting in all the comments. I mean, in all the videos, right? I seen this one person that commented on one video probably like 20 times, right? So that person already put in work. But nevertheless, like I said, every Friday, I'm going to choose 3 people that have been putting in that comment section work, all right? So just my thanks to y'all for participating. Also, yeah, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me for these last 3 years. And we got more stories to come. Now, I know there's a lot of people that like when I tell paranormal stories. I can't tell them stories on this channel because the algorithm for this channel right here only want me to tell prison stories. So I'm going to create another channel, okay? I'm going to create another channel that I'm only going to tell the supernatural horror stories on there. And it won't be no prison stories. It'll be like haunting stories. supernatural stories, things of that nature, okay? Weird stories. So I'm going to have that link pinned at the top of the comment section. So y'all make sure y'all go check that out. And with that, if y'all feeling generous, it's a new year, stay tuned. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my movie and my gaming channel. I'm going to have that link pinned at the top of the comment section. Also, y'all subscribe to Stacy's Storytime. She's tell phenomenal stories just like myself. And if y'all feeling generous, make sure y'all leave me a tip. I'm accepting Cash App, Zelle, and PayPal. Until next time, y'all take care. I'm gone.